everyone. So today I am turning 30. I am 30 officially. I want to talk about it. I wanted to have a whole video talking about my feelings of turning 30, just talking about life in general. I do want to preface this by saying today is not actually my birthday. The day you're watching this, yes, it is my birthday. It's the 20th. Yay, happy birthday. But I'm actually filming this a week early and I wasn't planning to, honestly. I was trying to film it as close to my birthday as possible. But the impending Hurricane Florence is going to hit in a couple of days. It might not hit the way it's taking. It keeps changing tracks, so I'm not sure. So I'm trying to prep all the videos I can and upload and get them ready to be scheduled for upload in case I do lose power for a week, because that could very well happen, or even longer. So yeah, I'm not quite 30 yet as I'm filming, but by the time you're watching this, I will be 30. Yay! But I just wanted to have kind of just a chill video, just sharing with you, talking about my feelings of aging. That's always fun. I'm just, talking about my life and my past and what I hope for my future. And just kind of, this video is all about reflection because, at the beginning of the year, I was really struggling with the fact that I was turning 30. I felt like, oh crap, like I am leaving my 20s behind for good and I'm never gonna be 20 something again. And I was having a really hard time with that because I always classified 20s as young, like young and hip, and now I'm like 30, so I'm like, oh, I'm old. And I already feel kind of old, especially on BookTube, because the majority of people on BookTube are quite young and I feel like the old ma. That's like the old one that just is 30 and just is old, and turning 30 is gonna make me feel even older. But as time has gone, especially in this past year and especially in this past month, I've actually embraced turning 30 and I'm very much looking forward to it, because the amount of friends I have, because I do have a good majority of friends, even my husband, they're all in their 30s already. I've said that 30s are their favorite decade so far of living. I'm looking forward to being 30, Life has been interesting. I'd say, this video is going to be all over the place. So I feel like I'm actually to a point now in my life where I'm very happy with who I am. I've never had it that way before. I've always been have a lot of self-doubt. I don't want to say animosity, but I just haven't always been happy with who I am. And I think that happens with everybody in life. We go through seasons of life. That is a very true statement. Some seasons of life are hard. Some seasons, you just feel everything's going with the flow. For me, I'd say these past 2 to 3 years, I've really found myself as a person. I've really embraced who I am as a person. It's taken me quite a long time because I'm 30 now. I am officially an expert. Just kidding, I'm definitely not. But I finally found my groove and what I like, things I don't like, who I am as a person. And that's not to say anything about my physical appearance. I'm really still struggling on the daily, multiple times daily, with what I look like on the outside. It's a tough battle. Hopefully one day I'll get through that. Not here yet though. As far as my personality, I've really come to embrace it. And the reason I'm talking about that is because I've noticed I've been doing a lot of reflection in these past couple weeks, because hence turning 30 does that to you. I think anytime you have a big life event, whether it be a birthday, something else, you kind of do a lot of self-reflection, which is totally normal. But I've noticed that I'm a lot different than what I used to be 10 years ago. I was a very different person 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I'd say 15 to 10 years. 15 years ago, I was 15 and I think if you would see me at 15, if you would see me now, you wouldn't be able to tell that they're the same person. Personality-wise, looks-wise, probably so. But personality-wise, when I was 15, I was such an introvert, and that's not a bad thing at all. Like, I was very quiet, very shy, and now I am an extrovert. I can go into a room of people and not know a lot of them and just start up a conversation, and I have no fear with that. I don't know how I'm like that, but I think it's also part of my job as a photographer. That's kind of just eased my way into that. I'm used to doing that. I'm used to talking to people on wedding days that I have no clue who they are, or meeting new clients and trying to get them to book me. So I'm kind of used to that. So I think that's why it's also changed for me. But 15 years ago, I was very different. I couldn't talk to anybody, let alone my friends. I was very shy. It also was the fact of high school. I hated high school, guys. Like, oh my gosh. I feel like you're in one of two camps when it comes to high school. You either hated it or you loved it. I hated high school with a passion. You would have to pay me a lot of money to go back to high school. And that's not to say that's a horrible thing, you know. I think it's fine hating high school, but if you loved high school, I think that's great as well. Take, for example, my husband. My husband loved high school. He was in band. He played tuba. He had a good group of friends that he hung out with, the band, and he absolutely loved high school. But looking at me, I hated high school, and that's because I was picked on a lot. I wasn't extremely bullied, but I was bullied. I got bullied for my weight. I got bullied for being shy. I got bullied for being a Christian. Everyone called me Virgin Mary in high school. That was really nice. But either way, high school was horrendous for me. But I'm glad for the experience, because I don't think I would be who I was. I don't think I would be who I am today if not for those horrendous years of high school. Those horrendous years of high school where I was so shy and quiet and wouldn't talk or say my feelings made me do just that now. Like now I'm very vocal about how I feel, and I'm very vocal about, you know, talking to people. I'm very, very different, and I don't think, you know, there's a certain age to blossom. A lot of people say, oh, they blossom when they're teenagers. No, I feel like I blossomed in my late 20s. I feel like that is when the flower finally opened up of me and I could embrace who I am fully. And yeah, what am I trying to say here? This is gonna be a rambling video. I'm trying to say is that there are different seasons of life. When you look back on your life, you're going to notice you may be the same constant of how you are throughout your entirety of life. That's great. Or you can have ebbs and flows like myself. I'm very different than I was 5 years ago, than I was 10 years ago, than I was 15 years ago. That's how life goes. So these past few years, like I keep saying, I've embraced who I am. What does that mean? That means that I'm happy with my personality. I kind of used to be very apprehensive that I loved talking and that I loved, you know, meeting new people, and I loved hanging out with my friends, but I also love alone time, and I also love books. That was a big thing for me. Like, I couldn't talk about my love for books in high school because people made fun of me for being a freaking reader. High school. But now I am like embracing it to the fullest. Like, I love books. I love shouting that I love books. 15 years ago I was also made fun of because I loved Buffy so much. Now I'm like, I love Buffy. I don't care who knows it. Culture has changed with that. Like, back in the day, I feel like, if you want to know particulars, I graduated in 2006. I started really loving Buffy in 2000, like, oh crap, like 2002, 3, something like that. Maybe even 2001, I don't know. But back then, I don't think it was as normal, I guess you could say, to love pop culture as much as it is now. I feel like now there are so many people that love different varieties of pop culture. You have people that love Buffy, you have people that love Harry Potter, you have people that love, you know, all pop culture in general. And it's very much the norm nowadays to do that. But when I was growing up, it wasn't. You were made fun of, at least where I lived. For me, that was a big thing. Like, nobody, like, oh, you like Buffy? Like, you are weird. You like Harry Potter? You like reading? That's weird. That's unusual. And it's just like it just goes to show you how things change. Like, now it's very prevalent that people love things like that, and I think that's great. And people are being accepted for who they are, with their sexuality, with things they love, with who they identify as. Whereas years ago, it wasn't like that. I know we still have a long ways to go in regards to all of those, but we're making some progress. And to me, some progress is better than no progress. So, sorry about the lighting. The sun keeps going in and out. Like I said, there's a hurricane coming in 2 days. You know, life changes, and I'm very excited to see what this new decade of life is going to bring, you know. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I mean, I have one child already. I don't know if we're going to have another kid or not. Time will tell, honestly. I love my husband dearly. It's also been, in a month, it'll be 10 years since we have been married, and that's mind-boggling to me that we have been married for like a decade. I'm happy with what I do. I love the fact that I am able to do what I do. Not a lot of people are. I'm able to be at home and watch my child and also work from home and still get to have, you know, an outlet. For me, that I have made this hobby kind of like a job, and I love that. I also have photography, so I feel like I have a lot of outlets where I can help my family financially, and I can also express myself creatively. And I also have a kind of decent social life. I have girlfriends, but we all have kids, and it's busy getting together. We get together when we can, but I'm so grateful for the fact that I can do what I do, and that's a huge thanks to my husband for working very hard and supplying for us and just doing everything he can. So yeah, I was very nervous going into my 30s the start of this year, but now I'm very excited because it's a whole new decade of age that I don't know what's gonna hold for me. Like, hopefully we'll move into a new house. I can't wait for that. I hope maybe we'll have another kid. Maybe we will, I don't know, different things happen to us. I'm not sure, but there's gonna be a lot of opportunities, a lot of happiness, and also there's gonna be a lot of sadness because that's how life is, you know? And when I look back over these past 10 years, a lot of sadness happened. Like, I lost my grandmother last year, my husband lost his brother a couple years ago, my husband also lost his job around the same time, and we lost our dog. That was all in the span of like 6 months, so it felt like we got hit, bombarded. But, you know, each day the sun comes up, and each day is when the sun comes up. It's a reminder of that it's a brand new day and new possibilities can happen every day. And I think a lot of people think I'm very optimistic on my channel, and I am. I would say honestly, if you talk to my husband, I'm the most pessimistic one and he's very optimistic, but I think I'm overall optimistic about life, but I'm also very realistic, like when it comes to money and things like that. I get very stressed out and overwhelmed by that. But what I'm trying to say is that if you have a birthday this year, or you have anything in your life that you're struggling with and whatever, just embrace who you are as a person. Let yourself grow. If you're not happy with who you are, that is okay with your personality. There's been several times in my life where I wasn't happy with who I am, but you know, you change. That's the thing about life. It changes so much. You never know what's going to happen next. And sometimes they're good changes. Sometimes they're bad changes. But either way, they're changes that are going to shape you. And there's a lot of changes that have shaped me. And I'm happy for it. They were hard, but I am happy for it. So yeah. I'm going to end this rambly video because good Lord, has it been rambly? Yes, it has. With just saying, you know, I am feeling old, especially on booktube, but you know what? I'm embracing that oldness and I'm gonna go into it with vigor and intensity and happiness, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but either way, thank you guys for just sticking around with me, for watching. If you've watched me for a while, you know, I've been on this channel for a while, you've hopefully maybe seen me grown in that time. I guess you'll let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys like this rambly video. This won't happen often, but I thought, you know, this is a kind of big life event in my life, so why not talk about it? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. I don't know how to end this video. Bye.